Arthur lived in a house made entirely of glass, perched on a lonely hill above a sparkling city. From the outside, it was a diamond. Inside, it was a cage. He had wealth, a beautiful wife, and 2 children. But loneliness was his truest companion. His days blurred into numbers and silent meetings. His life built on predicting risk and seeing danger everywhere. The glass walls, meant to offer a view, only reminded him of his separation from the world. He watched families in the park through binoculars, envying their carefree joy. He told himself they were naive, but deep down, he knew they had something he'd lost: connection. His children, Leo and Mia, played with expensive toys under constant surveillance, safe but not free. Arthur sat in his glass house, king of a lonely kingdom, prisoner of his own success. The beauty outside was just a backdrop to his anxieties. His wife drifted through the rooms like a ghost. His children's laughter was rare. The house was perfect, secure, and clean, but it had no heart. It was a beautiful, empty vessel, waiting for life to fill it. Arthur, lost in his fears, had no idea how close that life was. Each sunset painted the sky, but he barely noticed. The world outside moved on, vibrant and messy, while Arthur's world remained sterile and silent. He had everything, yet nothing that truly mattered. The glass house stood as a monument to his isolation, and change, though invisible, was already on its way. The first crack in the glass was about to appear. Arthur's obsession with security was absolute. His estate was a fortress. Laser grids, pressure plates, and ex-military guards patrolled day and night. Inside, cameras watched every room. Arthur monitored it all from his command center. He saw everything, but felt nothing. The security system, meant to bring peace, only deepened his paranoia. His wife, Elena, retreated into herself, unable to argue with his logic but chilled by the atmosphere. The children learned to be quiet, to avoid the men in black, to see every stranger as a threat. Arthur's millions had built a prison, not a haven. The fortress kept out danger, but also joy, spontaneity, and community. He believed he was protecting his family, but he was suffocating them. The silence in his home was not peace. It was isolation. Every layer of security was another wall between them and the world. Arthur's fortress was flawless, but it was killing the very life he wanted to protect, and he couldn't see it until someone new arrived. Into this cold world came Tita Alma, a nanny from a small Filipino village where neighbors were family. She arrived with a warm smile, not a stack of credentials. From her first day, she brought gentle change, playing with the children, teaching them songs, telling stories of her homeland. Laughter returned to the playroom. Leo and Mia came alive. Arthur watched through his monitors, suspicious at first, warned by his security chief about emotional risk, but he saw his children light up in ways he never could achieve. The scent of home-cooked food drifted through the halls, and Tita Alma's humming softened the mansion's chill. She didn't break the rules, she simply lived by the rules of the heart. Her warmth was a quiet rebellion, melting the edges of Arthur's frozen world. The children clung to her, their trust growing. Arthur, for the first time, saw a different kind of security love. Tita Alma was a whisper of warmth in a cavern of ice, and the house began, slowly, to thaw. Tita Alma's bond with the children deepened, built on shared joy, not schedules. She taught them to make parole lanterns, symbols of hope, and hung them in defiance of the house's starkness. She introduced Bayanihan, the spirit of community, through stories and teamwork. The children learned to help each other, to nurture a small herb garden, to care and to grow. Arthur's surveillance shifted. He watched not for threats, but for moments of love. He saw Tita Alma comfort Mia, teach Leo to tie his shoes, celebrate their small victories. The children became more confident, curious, and alive. They asked about Tita Alma's family, her stories, her world. One evening, Arthur watched her gather the children for a bedtime story, arms wrapped around them. In that moment, he saw Tita Alma was more than a nanny. She was their unseen guardian, protecting their spirits in ways no guard ever could. The house was changing from the inside out, and Arthur was beginning to see what truly mattered. The crisis came quietly. A trusted security officer betrayed Arthur, selling secrets to the press. The fortress was breached from within. The system meant to protect had become the greatest risk. Arthur fired his entire security team in a single afternoon. The house stood exposed for the first time in a decade. No guards, no lasers, just locks and windows. The silence was no longer sterile, but heavy with vulnerability. A storm raged outside, echoing the chaos inside. Elena pleaded for security. The children huddled in fear. Arthur was paralyzed, his philosophy shattered. Then Tita Alma appeared, calm and steady, offering to stay with the children. She had no weapons, only her word and her heart. Arthur, desperate, chose to trust her. He placed his family's safety in the hands of love, not technology. In that moment, he made a choice that changed everything. The walls of fear began to crumble. The storm outside was fierce, but inside, something new was taking root. Arthur's fortress was gone, but hope remained. That night, Arthur watched as Tita Alma comforted his children during the storm. She told them a story of a village facing a typhoon, not with walls, but with unity and shared strength. She spoke of pakikipagkapwa-tao, seeing yourself in others, caring for your neighbor as yourself. The children listened, their fear replaced by wonder. Arthur realized her wisdom was the opposite of his own. Strength through connection, not isolation. He saw the parole lanterns glowing softly, symbols of hope and community. He understood he'd invested in walls, not people. Tita Alma's loyalty was given freely, her protection born of love. She wasn't guarding a house, she was nurturing a family. As the storm faded, Arthur felt a new peace. The glass house was vulnerable, but for the first time, it felt like home. Tita Alma had shown him the true meaning of security. It was love, not fear, that kept them safe. In the days that followed, Arthur dismantled his fortress, removing cameras, shutting down alarms. The house filled with natural silence, birdsong, and laughter. Tita Alma and the children planted a garden where guards once walked. Arthur joined them, feeling the earth and the joy of simple work. Elena emerged, laughter returning to her voice. The house became messy, alive, and real. Arthur left his office early, living in the world instead of watching it. He listened to Tita Alma's stories, learned about her life, and saw wealth and connection, not possessions. He became a father, not a supervisor. One evening, the family gathered in the kitchen, cooking, drawing, and laughing together. The glass walls now held warmth and light, not fear. Arthur realized Tita Alma hadn't just saved his children, she'd saved him. A home isn't a fortress. It's a place where you let love in.